Hello, we're actually doing dishes. So, no, no gaming because chores need to be done. I've got a setup. You can see me over here. Hi, this is Xentor. We got the dishes over here. These are the dishes. We got a dishwasher over here. My hands, yes. There's a bit of lag here, but it's there. So let's. Um, what I'm doing here, why I'm doing this, I want to show that despite me playing video games by myself or with other people, um, I actually have to do chores. I am the head of the household, and I have to do the chores. And not all the chores; the children do the chores too. Um, but this is the kind of chore that I do. When other people don't do it, I get to do the dishes. Sometimes my spouse does the dishes. Sometimes the children do the dishes. Sometimes I do the dishes. Everybody does the dishes. It's necessary, and it's one of those things that you don't always see when people are playing video games. You don't see them doing chores. It's very necessary because chores are what keeps the household running, and they got to get done. Whether you want to play games all day or not, or whether you want to do something else, whether you want to do art or play music or whatever it is that you do and stream live, still got to do the chores. Are you calling me dumb for streaming the fact that I'm doing the chores?
No, I'm calling you dumb for streaming the fact that you're doing chores while we're playing video games.
Well, you're the one playing video games. I'm not the one playing video games. I'm the one over here doing the chores.
Have fun with the screams of death.
The screams of death. The children in the background are playing Fortnite. They're getting murdered and they're murdering other people in the video game, not in real life, of course, in case anybody wants to, be silly about that.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
There's a little bit of yelling and cursing happening too. So this is a very adult stream because the kids are screaming, yelling, and cursing. If you don't like that, by all means, tune out. Let's see, what do we have? We have a lot of people in the chat who are not talking. They might all just be, I don't know, they might also all just be bots for some reason. Who do I see? I see OX2. I don't know who OX2 is. Is that like a bot or something? I see Elise Wydra. Elise Wydra. I don't know who that is. Another TTV viewer. Another TT viewer. That's a bot that will it will create teletype for people who can't hear what I'm saying, so it'll say stuff. No, I'm not guilt tripping you into doing chores. I will just turn off everything so that you have to do chores. I would not. I do not guilt trip you into doing chores.
That's bullshit. You did just last week. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not guilt tripping you right now into doing chores. The dishes got to get out of the way because in a moment or two I'm going to be cooking, but the pots and pans and the stove that I need to be cooking are all dirty, so I can't use those yet. Move this over here, move this over here. Hop. So this has got to get out. Got to get out of my way first, and then once it's out of my way, I can do the cooking.
God damn it.
Oh, this goes over here. One kidling wanted to have tacos, so we'll be frying up some chicken. I think I have chicken. I have chicken ready already, and I also have turkey, and those are ready for heating up. The turkey has to be fried, and the chicken has to be just heated up because I fried it yesterday. And then we'll cut up some materials, some veggies, whatever veggies we have available. Whoa! Don't drop that. Can I fit that over here? Does that fit on top of? Oh, it does. Look at that. Beautiful. Good. It doesn't go anywhere. Oh. These can go in here. So, how about I turn you around? You fit over there, and you fit in front of that. Will that work? Yes, it does. All right. I'm not trying to get these dishes completely clean because I'm putting them in the dishwasher, and then the dishwasher will continue cleaning them. What I am trying to do is get all of the food particles off, and that will prevent the dishwasher from blocking up. Otherwise, the food filter in the dishwasher will just clog up. And once that's clogged up, it'll overflow. And once it overflows, it's going to be one very big mess. Give me just a second, gotta blow my nose.
I wonder if I can turn my.
Alrighty.
Shut up.
Coffee. No more coffee. We'll have to make more coffee in a minute.
Alright, fucking jump.
Alrighty. We've got planks for breakfast. Let's see. Therefore, eating. This will go over top in a moment. Therefore, eating bread.
Yes.
They are little cutting boards, personal, individualized cutting boards, and they're pretty hard to come by here. ShopRite will be selling them made from bamboo, but the price is pretty steep. So I'm looking for replacement elsewhere. And I haven't found them yet at a price that I would like to pay for them. Now these do last, so if I pay like $20, it's going to last, and that'll be okay. That's going to be an okay price. Let's see. This is more up. Most of this is not very dirty. It's easy to clean. Most of these are just glasses. These are aluminum drinking glasses. Instead of glass, they're made from aluminum. The benefit of that is that you can reuse them quite often. The other benefit is that they don't break when you drop them on the floor like these. especially if you drop them on tiles. These glasses will absolutely break. And the plastic ones, they will leach plastic into your drinks, and that's not a good thing. Let's see. Cups like these cannot go into the dishwasher. They are not dishwasher safe. Sometimes they will be advertised as if they are, but they're really not. So you gotta wash them by hand, rinse them, and then put them to the side, and have them dry. Have it dry by itself. All right. That needed a little scrubbing. Okay. This one does not need scrubbing. This one cleans very easily. And we will pick this up in a moment. But first, the dirty pots and pans. This one up. Reusable straws made from rubber. Some kind of rubber. Okay, close that. Hot water, fresh hot water. There we go. This stuff is red. It's just Ajax. It's nothing special. It's just Ajax dishwasher detergent. Dishwashing detergent, not dishwasher detergent. Nothing special, but it's red, and that means that it stains. It stains. It leaves red stains everywhere. It's a bit foolish. Let's see. That goes. This one goes over top here, then into the dishwasher on top, like there. Let's remove that. Alrighty. That goes over there. It's a spoon rest. A spoon rest in the form, in the shape of a leaf. It is blue stained glass. It's pretty. It's very pretty. My stove looks atrocious. Got to clean the stove too, but you won't be seeing that because I got no camera pointed at the stove. Looks absolutely atrocious. All right, these can go in here and soak for a bit. Let's get this thing out of the way first. Up. Now, I can't always see whether something is clean, so I use my hand and I feel on the surface of the object whether it's clean or not. so I can't always see it with my eyesight. So this I can see that I can see that this one is dirty, but you can feel it too. You can feel that the food is stuck to the outside, the food particles. You can feel those, and that's got to come off. And not everything is going to come off. Some of it is not going to come off. Alrighty. So I'll be cutting up some vegetables. I got mushrooms for tonight. I got cucumbers and bell peppers, and we got some lettuce. We got some spring onions. Ooh, this is very greasy. Got some spring onions. What else do you do in tacos? Well, taco sauce. We tend to make our own. Some peppers, but not too many because my children like their food bland instead of nicely cooked. This looks good. So again, with my hand, I feel whether it is as clean as I would like it. Like, no, over here there is still some food stuck, but it's on the outside, so I'm going to scrub it again here on the outside. Luckily, I'm not cooking with the outside. You can see that here the bottom is pretty banged up here. But nobody cares because it's the outside. Let's scrub this again. And then this one doesn't need to go into the dishwasher. This one will go straight back onto the stove once I have cleaned the stove. So I gotta rinse all the soap off. That's something that they didn't do in the Netherlands. At least my parents never did that. I never got taught to rinse off all the soap. And that's because the soap that we use for washing dishes didn't actually hurt you. Well, that may have changed in the meantime. I haven't been there in a while. May have changed, but the detergent here is way more harsh than the detergent in the Netherlands. At least the stuff that my parents used to purchase.
Okay, there's two more switches.
What on earth is that? That's still there. Scrub, 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 scrub.
Grab some fucking switches.
Don't know what it is, but now it's gone. Probably just some dirt getting stuck. Alrighty. Oh. Look at that dirty water here. That's ridiculous. Okay, let's let that go. Oh.
It's over here. Now, grab the fucking switches.
Well, alrighty. Well, this pot is almost done. This pot can use a little bit of. It can be replaced.
Not going to the island. I can help it.
This is not coming off. If it's not coming off with washing like this, it's also not going to come off with cooking. I hope. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know whether I'm wrong about that. You're welcome. You're welcome to chat with me. I'll see you because I'm live. I'll see you. I'm gonna give it another scrub here.
No.
Right. And while we're doing that, I can plop this in here to soak. All right, that's not coming off. Oh boy. Okay. So we want to get all of the soap off again, because we'll be using this in a moment to fry up the chicken. And the turkey. Oh, I was filling it up. Okay. Yeah, this one can be replaced. This is no longer cleanable. Alrighty. Get all the water off. Okay. Those need to be cleaned as well. And as soon as this pot is out of the way, we can work on those. Ah, that's really hot. Oh, wow. It's good that it's hot. It needs to be hot, but oh my. Alrighty, and this one does go into the dishwasher. Underneath here, or over top of there. Whichever works. Over top of here, that's fine. That's fine. Oof. Let's get that off of there. Alrighty, now these baking sheets, the baking sheets do not go into the dishwasher because it takes too long to dry and then they will rust instead of being able to use them again. You have to throw them out. So the baking sheets do not go into the dishwasher, which means that before I'm doing the baking sheets, I'm going to finish the cutlery. And I think that's all that needs to be washed. Yeah. This thing too. So this is a cutlery holder. And the cutlery holder will hold our cutlery while it's waiting to be washed. It means that the inside gets really gross. You need to wash the inside of the cutlery holder as well.
If I'm a betting man, I'm saying most of them aren't.
Alrighty, now we've got to be careful with the big knives. So remember that we had the big knives in there. The big knife goes into the cutlery holder, like so. And feel very gently, very carefully, because there's a couple of knives in there. And we don't want to slice our fingers open. Up.
You said the rest of the
And
here. I said most of them.
here's our scissor. Look at this. Do you know why scissors are called scissors? Because they come in two parts. See? They come in two parts. This is not broken. It actually comes in two parts. One scissor, two scissors. That's why it is plural in English. In Dutch, it isn't. In Dutch, it's a single word, and in German, it's a single word too. It's really weird how language develops. I wonder what the word for scissor is in French. Pokey sticks. Let's see. More reusable straws.
If they're smart, they'll stay out until it's time to.
More reusable straws. I got these one day when I went to
Got him! I fucking found him!
some kind of conference somewhere, and you can get metal straws almost everywhere. But how often do you get them with rubber drinking tips? This is the first time I've ever seen them with a rubber drinking tip. Let's feel very carefully.
Out.
More sharp knives. These are fairly simple knives. They're not the world's best knives, but we did spend some time looking for a decent brand and a decent quality. Last thing that you want to have happen is that your knife set will just completely break a couple years in, and then you got to replace your knife set. Of course, that's going to happen at the worst possible moment. It's going to happen when you need to have your knives, need to use your knives, and then your knife set says, no, I'm just going to break all the handles. I'm going to break all the handles. I'm going to not make it possible for you to cut anything anymore. I broke a nail. Darn. Okay. And then, of course, you need to rush to go and get a different knife set, which is ridiculous. You don't want to be rushing it. You want to take your time. You want to take your time and evaluate what is available and evaluate the amount of money that you want to spend on your knives. For us, we are not high-end cooks. We are just a regular household doing regular household things. So we don't have a very expensive knife set here. And of course, we had the requirement that we would be able to replace our knife set if needed. And we had the requirement that the knife should be able to handle some abuse by children who don't know how to use knives. Maybe the knives would be used for crafts or to open up bags or whatever, something that is not cutting food, and they need to be able to withstand that and hold up to that. So they are not the world's best knives, and they're also not the world's cheapest knives. They got to be strong enough to hold up to some kind of abuse, but at the same time, when they do get destroyed, I'm not going to be very upset about it either. Alrighty, that's all the cutlery. In you go. Boom. And then that can be turned on. Okay, well, that broke. Up. Stay closed. Good. On. And start. Okay. All right. Ugh. That's pretty atrocious. Oh, God. So this was turkey, and turkey smells pretty good when you cook it and then eat it. But the baking sheets wind up smelling quite gross, unfortunately. Oh, look at the color of that water. Oh, yikes. Well, it's a good thing that we're taking it off the sheet. I don't want to eat that anymore. Oh boy. Alright. Some of this is caked on. We have a scraper for that particular purpose. This is a scraper with two blades. I'm using the plastic blade. It also has a metal. It also has a metal blade over here. I'm not touching that with my bare hands because that will actually hurt. So I'm touching this side over here. And the metal side is going to be put on the wraps. Let's see. Use my hands to figure out where the stuff is. And then the scraper can take that right off here in the corner. Okay, the doggy wants to go out. Take a break, go take the dog out. No, that's cleaner. I think I got most of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, kiddo. Alrighty. Let's feel. It feels a lot better. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why we use the metals, the plastic side of this scraping tool and not the metal side is the simple fact that using metal on this would absolutely destroy any coating that's on here. These baking sheets are hand-me-downs from family members who have replaced theirs. And you can see they've got some use. You can see the wear and tear on these. And that is just not coming off. It doesn't matter how hard you scrub, it doesn't matter how hard you try. Maybe there's some degreaser that will get this stuff off, but really. Some of it will come off. Okay, the thing is that with the current price of the baking sheets, you're not going to spend that amount of effort. You're just not, because the baking sheets are $1 at the dollar store. So if they look atrocious and you can't use them for cooking anymore, you toss them out and you get a new set. Now, what I would like to happen is for these baking sheets to be recycled. And I hope that if I bring these to, I put them in recycling, right? And I hope that the recycling center can put this metal to good use, recycle it and make something else out of it. But I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know whether they will be able to clean this at all, or whether it's just going to go on some kind of landfill. I would hate for it to go on a landfill. All right, let's get a cleaning cloth here. A drying cloth, another cleaning cloth, drying cloth. A black drying cloth, by the way, because no matter how well I scrub these baking sheets, there's always more that comes off. I can keep on scrubbing and I can keep on cleaning, and it doesn't seem to matter. So when I do that and I complain about that to my spouse just says, well, obviously you haven't cleaned it enough. And I'm pretty sure that my spouse is correct about that, but I don't know how to clean it any better. Put that over there. Whoa, I'm thirsty. Let's get something to drink. Thank you for taking out the doggies. What are we drinking? We are having cranberry and black cherry juice. Hop. Cranberry and black cherry juice. That's better. Okay. I'm looking at my white counter, and on my white counter I am seeing yellow rings, and I'm thinking, wait a second, didn't I just clean this? Why am I seeing yellow rings on my white counter? It's because I got a ring light set up over here, and every now and then I make the mistake of looking straight into the ring light. So I'm seeing yellow ring after images everywhere. And here I am trying to clean after images off of the counters. Good luck with that. What you doing, doggy? What you find? Did you find something yummy? How about your dog food? Did you find your own dog food in your own bowl? No? My dogs are like my kids. They never eat what you give them. They always want to eat something else.
That's because you make shit food.
It's because I make shit food. The dogs think the same thing. They think that the food that we get for them is shit.
Not the food that you get for it, it's the food that you make.
It's the food that I make specifically that is shit, and so they don't eat that.
You're not very good at cooking.
I suck at cooking. I have an entire book. I suck at cooking. You suck at cooking. Written by somebody else. I didn't write that. Somebody else wrote it. It's very apt.
Alex,
The guy who makes that book, who wrote that book, he has a YouTube channel. You suck at cooking. You should go check him out. He's very funny.
what are you saying? Can I hear you?
Alrighty. Look at that water. Wow, that is gross.
No.
That is gross. All right, and after this, we're going to be cooking dinner, and I'm going to have you come along with me. We'll be cooking dinner together. If you care to attend, you're welcome. I'm going to be cleaning the stove first because it's gross. And I don't have any cameras pointing at the stove. I could point the camera at the stove, but then I'll have to adjust all of the other cameras as well. Oh, look at that. Ew, that's gross. Well, it's a good thing that we throw that out. It's not going to stay in our kitchen for very long. Alrighty, these are good. Good for the next round. Ew. Is this... What on earth? Right. Okay. Rinse that. Yeah, this is so gross. Okay. Oh. Found a straggler. Found a little straggler. Oh. There we go. Out you go. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if this there, that thing.
We have a little tub in the sink, and the tub makes it so that there's a limited amount of water in the sink that we can use for the dishes. But this tub has its own drain, and that is very useful because it catches a lot of food that otherwise would go down the drain. But also, having this tub having its own drain means I don't have to pick up the entire tub with the water in. Let's get rid of this food. And then the sink itself also has a food drain, because otherwise way too much food will just be washed away and will wind up clogging up your drains. Now, all those dishes were so dirty and so greasy and so full of food particles left behind from all the cooking that you have to wash out your sink and your tubs that you use, because otherwise you're never going to get your next load of dishes clean. It's just going to stain your next load of dishes. That is not why we're doing this. That's not why we are extending the effort here. Expanding the effort. Expending the effort. English, number 1. Thank you, Nerdy Crafter. Alrighty. And let's pull this out of here for a moment. Move that to the side and scrub the sink itself. Scrub the little catch thing in the sink as well. There we go. That goes back here. Close it. Yep. Scrub this. That's the drain. Gotta scrub it on. There we go. Ah. Okay. The people who installed this had the lovely idea to make a gap on top of the sink, in between the sink and the counter top. And that is not, it is not sealed. There's a bit of caulking on the outside that traps any water from going down. But in the meantime, at the side of the sink, it's not sealed. On the inside, it's not sealed, which means that this ledge will catch whatever food is just dripping down into the sink. It's catching it. Alrighty. There we go.
Well, there's some free shit, I guess. That is just all of my stuff. is everything right off. That is literally everything right off. Come back, okay?
And if you don't spend the time to clean that,
I'm talking about you. Oh,
if you don't spend the time to clean that, it's just going to smell up your entire kitchen.
please don't drop it right here.
We don't need any more bad smells in the kitchen.
Yeah, I know.
Ay, ay, ay. Let's rinse this one out too. And then on to cleaning the stove.
I walked into the blazers and
All right.
we're going back to the bathroom. Feel free to iron, by the way.
Alrighty. Let that fill up. How we doing? Yes. But those bottle caps can go into the recycling. Let's see if I can switch the camera for the dishwasher to the stove. And you can see me cleaning the stove. Yeah, almost there. There we go. That's our stove. We got some very normal household cleaners here. It's a little bit of dishwater, dish detergent, and some vinegar and some salt. And that's all there is to it. And the dog says, hey, you know what? That smells really good. The dishwasher detergent, the dish detergent, and the cleaner, and the vinegar and the salt together. That smells really good. Why don't you give me some of that cleaner? I'm sorry, doggy. Cleaner is not meant for people. Not for dogs, not for people, not for living things. It's It's just meant for tools. Okay, so a little bit of scrubbing here, pulling off the main debris. Cooking is very messy. I have yet to find a way to make it so that the stove stays clean. Don't really know how to keep the stove clean while I'm cooking. If you have any suggestions about that, feel free to add them into the chat. Yucks. Ew, okay. This can go straight into the trash. We want to get a bit of cleaner onto that stove, and at the same time you want to remove most of the food particles left behind. And then you need to let the cleaner just sit for a moment. Don't worry about getting this perfect right away. You want to scrub this a little bit to roughen up the surfaces of the food that needs to come off. And then you just need to let the cleaner do its work. Let it sit. Oh, look at how cute that is. It's a flying carpet. Flying carpet fell over. Oh no. Flying carpet fell over. All right. You switch to a metal sponge. Metal sponge, yes. Metal sponge. Here. Can you see that? Yeah. A metal sponge. You gotta be careful with these because they do fall apart, and when they get tangled on something, you snag your fingers, and it is metal. It is a metal ribbon. When it snags your finger, you will totally cut your finger off. My spouse did that not too long ago, cleaning somebody's stove with a sponge like this. Got snagged in something. Nearly cut the entire finger off. Gross. Painful. Very disturbing. Cast iron pot. We use this as a spoon rest. I guess you could use it to make eggs or something. Oh, let's try that again.
There's a button down here that says, once the bed has been destroyed, purchase the option to break the ceiling below to gain access to the base.
And then we put the cast iron pot, we put it on top of some paper. For two reasons. We want to make sure that any grease drips are getting caught by the paper and not go onto the countertop. But also, if the pot does decide to stain, it's not going to stain the countertop. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be right back.
Yeah, me too. Also, Ryan Chance, would you like this sniper rifle? Purple. I bought 5 by accident.
Okay, this is done. Away it goes.
I think right now I have about $10,000 sitting in the gold deposit.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We might be able to send this through the washing machine, but I fear that it'll just rip all of the shards off. So out it goes too. We'll get new ones. All right. Now, back to the black drying cloth. I can't put these on the. I can't put these on the stove yet because I didn't finish cleaning the stove. Let's go back to cleaning the stove. Now the cleaner and the water will have had time to work their magic on the surface dirt, on the scraps of food and the fats and oils, and that means that they're going to just be wiped off fairly easily. And when that doesn't happen anymore, when there's so much material gunked on, then you switch gears and you use a scraper. And again, I will use the same scraper as I just used on the baking sheets. Up. Up. Right, up, okay, there we are. Same rubber scraper. Come here.
5 minutes it takes for these stuffings to spawn in. I can go to my
All right.
base, fly them back.
So we have a few bits and pieces here that the sponge won't take off, and we really don't want that in our food. And if you leave it on, it just cakes on, right? And it makes it harder to clean next time. Again, I cannot use the metal scraper on this because it's going to ruin the enamel. We don't want to use something that will ruin the enamel. There was a whole fashion. About using white stovetops, white enamel stovetops. And the reason for that was that obviously it's easy to see any dirt that was left behind, any food scraps that was left behind. It was easy to recognize and that's easy to remove. With black ones, it is much harder to see whether there's any food stains left behind, but you can feel it. You feel it with your fingers.
Coming back and getting you will give me the opportunity to
La 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 la. Alrighty, that seems scrubbed enough. We can go back to the sponge. And we're not going to use the sponge to scrape anything this time. We're just going to use the sponge as a tool to pick up the remainder of the food particles. Up. And then you want to dry this. See, the problem with this is that you might think that you're doing a good job. You might be doing a good job. The problem is, it's a black stovetop.
Yeah, really.
So there's only so much of the stains and of the food remainders that you can see. You can't see everything that there is. So for that reason we use paper towels.
Oh man, that's funny.
And even though I just washed this a couple times
Hey, dude, I'm gonna ask you
and I scrubbed this a couple times, you're going to see
Can I pull up your helicopter?
from the paper towels all of the stuff that still wasn't picked up. Now, mad props to anyone who can get a stove completely squeaky clean. Look, look.
We can send him back if I
Look,
You don't want the items he gives you, you just bring them back.
mad props to anyone who can clean their stove to the point where no more dirt is going to come off, no more food and no more grease is going to come off. Because it's about the amount of effort that I'm going to put in. Alrighty, so this one can be put back.
Yeah, it's not actually, you're not actually supposed to be able to have it. I'm gonna go get
Oh, my fingers.
glove on top of the metal over here. Damn, this is funny.
Alright. Pom pom pa 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 pom pom pa 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 pom 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 pa 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 pom pa pa da da pom pa da da pom pa da da pom pa da da. Right. How many songs do you know about cooking? Not about eating, but about the art of cooking, about going through the motions. You know, the gingerbread man. That's not about baking or cooking. That's about a mass murderer. Look it up.
Well, there goes all of my items.
I don't know any songs about cooking. Maybe we should make music about cooking.
I got shot in the head by something.
About all the ingredients that you would put in, how you would mix it, for how long.
Dickhead, I was smart.
And how long it would be cooked for, and what it would make, and how many people it would feed. There's a person on Twitch, his name is Donut King, and he makes donuts. That's his job. And he's on Twitch, and he streams live when he makes donuts in his donut shop. And he's very entertaining making donuts. And he talks to the people just like I'm talking to you. He also talks to the people who come into his chat to make donuts. And it's really interesting. There's a lot of very interesting things happening when you're baking, when you're cooking. It's just a live donut show, a live cooking show with somebody who makes donuts, and I like it. I love that. I love that. Did I get that right? I think I got that right. Okay, next. Next, more juice. I'm trying to not do any product placements because I'm not getting paid for advertisements here. So if a product or a brand name happens to be in view, that's not because I endorsed them, but that's because it was there. All right. I'm drinking cranberry and black cherry because of the antioxidants. The antioxidants will help prevent my muscles from cramping up so I can do more sports. I can walk longer, I can run longer. But also my asthma medication causes cramps. And having the dark leafy greens to eat and having the dark berries to drink reduces the cramps. And at some point I thought, well, maybe red wine is from a dark fruit, right? Yeah, it was made from grapes, of course. Because who's allergic to grapes? No more wine in my future. Yes, so now these pots that we cleaned can go back onto the stove. And that means that I'm going to pause the stream real quick. Thank you for being with me. And I will reset up the cameras so we can do cooking. And then I'll be back after that. See you in a bit. This has been Xentor, and I'm out.